Okay, here's a better view of those milk jug planters hanging down in succession. There's another one, 1, 2, 3, 4, with a little S hook at the top. You can see I got that fence top planter going across there, and over there's some raspberries on the top of that fence. Grow raspberries on the top of your fence, and keep your neighbors, keep the pedestrians walking by from bothering you. This is cabbage. I just composted the cabbage stalk in the center, and it grew, and now it's got a whole bunch of little flowers on it. This is cabbage, green cabbage. Pretty cool. I bet that's edible. I bet it probably is. I'm gonna do something with this plastic soon. This is a beautiful rose bush that my grandmother started, and looks like it's been grafted on to another trunk at some point, but it's quite nice. All these logs standing up here, these I got off the beach, a block away from here. Not the trees, obviously, but these logs that are leaning up next to the trees and whatnot. And that. Let's see, this is a propagation table. All this stuff is cuttings. These are, this is honeysuckle. This is raspberry. We love the raspberry. We love the honeysuckle. Looks like you need some more soil in there. This is a nice native variety of rose that produces really fleshy, edible rose hips that are quite delicious and orange and thick and juicy. If you want seeds for anything, contact me. I can give you huckleberry seeds, salal seeds, native rose seeds. This is the project I just did a couple days ago. These are all cuttings from my mom's yard and my yard and neighbor's yard. These are huckleberry, and this is fig, and I believe this is pear or plum right here. And this is Daphne. Lots of people like Daphne. It smells really yummy. This is the earlier design of the hanging milk jug where they were horizontal and had string on both sides of them. The newer design is simpler because it just has one center support and it's easier to assemble. And here's a bunch of these. I gotta fill them all up. I just made 40 of them the other day. So 40 chains times 4 milk jugs. It's 160 milk jug planters I made. And here's the blackberry. It's blooming right now, as you can see. A little blackberry bloom. Blackberry bud right there. Spring blackberry is delicious. See, their house is kind of ugly. I don't really like looking at it. I like looking at garden and plants, so that's why this stake is there. This is going to be more string trellis going across here, so I won't be able to see the neighbor's house. I'll just build my little garden paradise. And over here, here's some more blackberries. Those are nice, pretty, huh? There's a bee right next to me, just there. Yeah, it felt like it was buzzing awfully close, so. Alright, well, now, back to the tour. Here's more of the blackberry. Lots of blackberry flowers, and right now it's only April 22nd. It's Earth Day today. This is my Earth Day video. Earth Day 2012. These are lots of beautiful huckleberries that are in bloom. Bloom very nicely. They're very pretty huckleberries. Huckleberries are so delicious. I love huckleberries. I love blackberries too. See, most people think the blackberries are like an invasive species or a problem, but that's only because they don't take responsibility and control for their plants. And if you take responsibility and control for your blackberries, you will probably learn something about them, gain some knowledge, and it's a very good thing, because The reason why blackberries are a problem, quote unquote, is because they take over, is what people say. They take over, and they're invasive, and they'll take over your landscape. But if you pick them up off the ground and you trellis them along something so that they're not just crawling along the ground, then they don't really take over as much. Back up, bee. Back up off me. The point is, they won't take over as much because the reason why they take over is because they just crawl along the ground, and wherever they crawl, they put out roots, right? So if you don't let them crawl around the ground, then they won't put out roots everywhere, and they will get more sun, and they'll produce better fruit for you. So that's what people like about blackberries, is the fruit, right? They don't like the fact that it will take over. And so you pick it up off the ground and you control it a little bit, and if it's crawling along the ground, you know, it's not like it's running at a million miles an hour. It's growing a little bit each day. And it looks like a lot if you're not in your yard every day, but really isn't growing. Like, it's not growing 5 feet a day or something. You know, if you just pick it up off the ground and trellis it along whatever you're doing, and then you've got beautiful blackberry that's very nice and obedient and does what you tell it to. It sits when you say sit, and it grows berries when you say grow berries. Look at that. Beautiful blackberry flower. This is all more honeysuckle. And the beach pine, another beach pine. Honeysuckle is crawling all the way up to the top of this. It's really pretty to see the honeysuckle flowers waving off the top of the beach pine tree. And there's the sun somewhere over there behind these houses. When my grandparents bought this place, that house wasn't there. And we had a beach view from right here, and then all these other people built houses in front of us and took away our view. Oh well, what can you do but build higher? I like to build a third-story porch above the house, an observation deck above the house is what I'd like to build. It'd be really nice. I'd like to build a sauna right out here behind this garage, or maybe in that detached garage right there. Be a nice place for a sauna. I like saunas. Saunas are good. And the driveway is kind of a mess right now. I've got some incomplete cycles of action right there. I've got something to use. I have a way to reuse all that stuff. And here's some more hanging milk jug planters. These ones are the earlier design I was cutting off. I was actually removing some of the plastic. As you can see, the handle portion is not here. And I decided that was kind of inefficient. It was kind of wasting some of the plastic, and I wanted to use the whole thing and not have to spend so much time putting this together. So that's why I invented the new model, which I showed you earlier, but I'll just end off this video by showing you once again. You can make this really easily yourself. This is, I got the chain from the hardware store. This is a galvanized chain, so it will hold up to outside. That's what they told me. They said it would hold up to the elements. And it's rated for 90 pounds, so I figured four of these full with plants. I don't think that's going to get over 90 pounds. So maybe these will get to 20 pounds each, maybe, if they're really, really producing a lot of fruit. So that would be 80 pounds total, so that's why I picked the 90-pound rated chain. And as you can see, here's where you got to make slits in this if you want to do this yourself. I took the cap off, but you can leave the cap on if you want to, and just cut slits in the cap and feed it through there, and then cut one diagonal slit right here. So you cut a diagonal slit in the handles, at the base of the handle of the milk jug. Slit number one. Slit number two is you cut a slit right here to put the chain back in, so it feeds out through there, back in right down below, and then back out just underneath. And that's also that's the drain. So you cut a little star slit, an asterisk of slits right there, and 5 or 6 slits in a little pattern, so it opens up like a little flower, and then just feed the chain through there. And this is all pretty tight, so and the chain's got little catchy things, so these aren't going anywhere. They'll stay right there on the chain, and you just got to make sure that whatever you attach it to is strong enough to support possibly 90 pounds. So maybe this rope is. I'm gonna have to move it off this at some point. And this is another design of hanging planters. There's just 3 plastic bags, one inside the other, and hanging in succession with holes in the bottom. And these little planters inside, or you put that planter inside too. That's all for right now.